Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. It's our great pleasure to introduce our topic today, and especially it's great that my colleagues, our TWT volunteers, are going to present with me as well. When we started, when we were preparing our topic, we divided it into 4 groups. So first we'll start with the quizzes and grammar exercises and grammar videos. Then Jill will speak about hot potatoes and how to create your personal interactive tasks using your materials and resources. Then we will talk about how to check grammar and online, and also Anastasia will help with the grammar tests and how to check the level of your learning in grammar. I would like to introduce my volunteers. So English Online is greatly proud to have you on board and to work with you to just. Fiona, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, everybody. My name is Fiona Smith, and I'm speaking to you from Winnipeg. Yeah, I love e-tutoring and doing some e-settlement counseling, sort of informal counseling. I love working with my e-learners. It's a fabulous way to connect one-on-one, and I feel very rewarded and full doing it. And what's wonderful is I'm actually coming to the end of working with the first e-learner that I started with, and that person told me last week how much I changed their life, and that's when you say, "Oh, yeah, I'm doing this for the right reasons." So yeah, I like this. So I hope that you enjoy it as well.
Well, actually, this webinar is going to be my favorite one. I love teaching grammar. So I've been teaching for more than 10 years. So I love my students. I get experience teaching online now so far. And, well, usually I work with classes one-on-one. But now, thank you, Tatiana. I got this experience working online.
Thank you, Anastasia. And we met.
Hi, my name is Jill Hart, and I've been an e-tutor for a few months now, and I've had 2 students, one in northern Manitoba and one in rural Winnipeg. It's been a very rewarding experience, and I'm working in English online and with Tatiana and learn even more in terms of technology, so it's been really great. Thank you.
Our first slide. I will give you a couple of ideas how to use existing quizzes and exercises online. We will just quickly go through some of the examples, and I hope you will enjoy them. So Cambridge introduces a couple of tools that you can use with your learners. They divide them on different levels. Okay, just give me a second, I will turn off my camera. Ladies, you can turn off your camera for now. Use the links to the Cambridge website. You can follow the link, you can open it and see the very beautiful interface of this program. You can just go quickly through the buttons, just press the buttons, and you will see here on the slide as well that there are 4 levels, and there are different topics that you can use with your learners. And once you put your cursor on any unit you want, you will see different exercises, you will see different vocabulary topics. So you just pick any topic you want, you open it, and you will see a great majority of exercises. They're very interactive, and the great thing here that your learners can work themselves. So you just give the number of the unit, you give the topic, and the learner can check his personal knowledge and work on his own pace. So the second tool that Cambridge introduces to us is called Touchstone. This is also great to support your learners with the self-scoring activities, and you can present them this site. It's very easy to do. You can just give a link or introduce in the classroom. I will also give you a link. Just 1 second. So if you have an opportunity to open the tasks right away, so go ahead. And I'll be very happy if you can share your your opinion. So what do you think about these tasks? Some activities are really very funny. You can see the pictures and it gives you the idea of real life exercises. So please, when you're back, just say something in the chat box. Also, as there are different levels you can use with the beginner learners and with the advanced students. It's up to you. Okay, so the next site I'm going to introduce to you. Thank you, Fiona. So it's the Oxford University Press site. They present it to us, and it's also very great. So here you can see the the results right away, and you not only just and match. Sorry, Jill, your microphone is on. I'll try to unmute you. Okay. So here you can see the result right away, and you can see the score, your actual result. Also, I want to give you the link so that you can open it. And also Oxford Press, they introduce another great tool. It looks very similar. The interface looks very similar. It's called Phrase Builder. And it's not a grammar task, but I have a question to you here. So how you can use it to teach grammar? So just open this last link. So please have a look, and then so choose any level you want, choose any exercise, and then just give an idea how you can transfer, how you can implement this very site for teaching grammar. Another great feature here that you can also introduce the audio recording to your learners so that they can listen to the phrase, to the sentence, and once they start combining the words together in the test, right? So they can they have the support of the sound. So please type in the chat box. How can you use it for the grammar exercises? So if Anastasia, Jill, and Fiona can help us, it would be great too. Okay, great, right? You can ask to listen to the sentences, right? And ask for the grammar tenses. Thank you, very nice. What else? other ideas? So when they have this test exercise, they so they mixed all the parts of the sentence, right? Right. You can copy the intonation, the rhythm of the sentence, but it's more about phonetics. What about grammar? Self-assessing. Thank you. Great. Right. You can focus on some particular tense, and also it's like I gave you a little help already. So here, as the phrase, like as the parts of the sentence are mixed, right? They have to put them into the correct order. So this is where we can teach the parts of the speech, right? So what part of the sentence has to be. So this is what I mean. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go forward. Sentence order, right? Thank you. So here I have another site for you. So there are actually two sites, but they look very, very similar. Maybe it's just one and the same organization that uses this software. So here are the links. The first one is called English Grammar Secrets. And the second one, English Grammar Lessons. And it's really great that you do not need to create anything. Everything is there, is online. You just choose a topic, if it's a tense, if it's modal verbs or anything else, and just introduce to your learners. So here we have all kinds of exercises, and they're also very interactive, like to classify the verbs according to the form, or for an example, to complete the sentences, and you just drag the particular phrase or part of the sentence to the gap, and then you check yourself. Or you can mix and match, right? You can choose the second part of the sentence, and here you can teach not only grammar but also the vocabulary, right? So that you can introduce any new vocabulary using these exercises and tests. All right. And the last website that I'm going to talk about today is one of my favorite, probably. It's British Council's Learn English Teens. And here you can find not only exercises, tests, and rules, grammar rules, but you can also find the short videos. So these videos will help your learners to practice and improve their grammar in a more funny way, in a more natural, conversational way. And the exercises, they're all connected to these videos. So you check the understanding, you also check listening, and grammar, of course. So I'll give you this last link here in the chat box so that you can use it or save on your computer. At the end of our presentation, we will give you the link to our website where you will find the blog post. After the webinar, you will find the blog post with all the links for all these resources. So if you lose them today, if you do not save them on your computer, you will always be able to open our blog and find all the materials. So don't worry about that. All right. And now I want to ask Jill to continue, because she's going to present us a wonderful tool which is called Hot Potatoes. And here you can create the same kind of tasks and exercises, like interactive tasks and exercises, but for your particular needs, using your particular topics, your texts, anything you want, anything you work with. Okay, so Jill.
Okay. Present to you a program of software called Hot Potatoes, And with Hot Potato, prepare grammar activities for your students. In this program, there are five different activities. There's a closed program where you fill in quiz, where you can have multiple choice questions or multi-choice, and also short answer. There's also a crossword puzzle pair, and then you can have drag and drop activities with the J match. You can put various words in order to make sentences, or put different order to make up a paragraph. Could we have the next slide, please? Okay.
Okay, yeah, you can change the slides.
Okay, so I'd like to present to you the activity, which provides a fun drag and drop activity for your students. The top, the left-hand side here, you see there, it's a little small, but I've got sentences. On the left-hand side are the different verb tenses. And here, the student has dragged and dropped their answers over to the left. Once they're finished, they can click on the check button, and then it gives them feedback immediately. Your score is sent, and it shows the errors in black. And the nice thing is the student can then drag those items to the right-hand side again and read. And the good thing is that they have another opportunity to read the sentence and think about, reinforce why that is, and then hopefully that will help with their longer. Now, as far as you go, here's the J-Match Hot Potato, and you would click on that, and you will get a panel down below. Side, you simply put this. On the right-hand side, you put this. Then you would save that file as your base file, because you can go back and use it to make a drag and drop activity, or a drop-down menu, or a flashcard activity where they can test themselves. So after you've saved the base file, create web page, and then select what kind of activity you want to make. And then you'd save that new activity as its own file. And then it's web page, you click on that, and the activity pops up ready for the dragging and dropping. Don't be too concerned. Remember too much. How do I do this? You click on create web page activity 1, 2, or 3. It will lead you through the rest of it. It will give you prompts, and you have to respond to those. So it's really very easy. And then there's called a J quiz, and that is shown in this hot potato here by the big yellow arrow. And with this one, you can have 3 different types of questions: multiple choice or multi-choice. So the first question there is a multi, all that apply. So we use this again, and you've got A, B, C, or D, and there's more than one right answer. The second one is all nouns should have articles in front of them, a, and, or the, true or false. That would be a multiple choice. So multiple choice is great if you want to make a true or false one. Of course, you can have non-true and false, non-true or false multiple choice questions. And here is the fill in the blanks. Fill in the blank continuous using to study. Jason, English last year. And for this one, you can get a clue here, or if you're really stumped, you can show the answer and it will tell you. 3 of them, you get immediate feedback. Nice. And here's what it looks like for the student. In the first question, put present when, and select all that apply. This student selected A, C, and D. They clicked check, and here's the answer they got. A, B, and C are correct. D is the best. I am washing the dishes. So that tells you, and it tells you why and how to correct. And then the second one, all nouns should have articles. The answer is false, because sometimes we don't have rather an article in front of categories of things. The feedback here is quite involved, and it's a little bit of a mini lesson. So you can take advantage of that possibility if you wanted to give feedback. And this one, the fill, interestingly, when you click check itself, put this little yellow where the ing should have been, and then you can go back and try again and then click check again. So and here's an example of what you, the teacher, would do setting up a J quiz exercise. After you would click on the J quiz, this pops up. So you put in we use the simple present, all your answers down, and then you can write in all your feedback for those on the hand side. And then, of course, you will save that file. And if you, there are activities you can have fun with. J close, the J cross for cross, and the J mix, or using a drop-down menu to order sentences or order words in a sentence. If you want to use hot potatoes, you can download this link or access this link, uvic.ca. It's free. It was University of Victoria in Britain. And when you access to the downloads area, install the 6.3. Now, once you've got that, you click on these different hot potatoes up picture. When the program comes up, if you're confused and you think, gee, I don't really know what to do, what I did is the tutorial on the hot potato, and also very useful and got me going really quickly was YouTube. I would simply say prepare J-quiz exercise, and all these short lessons where people are showing me how to set up or J-cross or J-close. I hope you look into that, and I hope that you find that for both yourself and your learners. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jill. May I ask you a question? Can you share an exercise in the chat box with our participants so that they can just open the task right now and try to complete the task? Jill, can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you please try and share the task in the chat box? How can we? And just complete.
Okay. Get something else up here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, this is a great tool, and once you download the software on your computer, you can use it on a regular basis.
Okay, and activities up here. Okay, and just get my hot potato, the drag and drop. I'll just copy that in the chat. Okay. Oh. Okay. That doesn't seem to be working. I'll just try copying it again. I sent you those in your email. So if I can share my screen, I guess I could show that. Or here.
Yeah, yeah, of course, you
Okay.
can try to share.
Okay. Okay. Try. I wonder if you. Oh, I don't know if that's going to work. Okay, Tatiana, how on here? Oh, share
Sorry,
my
can you?
desk.
All right, so we have just a second. I'll take
I
over.
think I see that.
So there is a button, share your desktop, on the top panel in the left corner, the left top corner.
Okay, yeah, okay, got it. Oh, okay, I'm using Chrome, so it says it no longer supports Java applets. Oh, I have to use a different web browser. What can be done is for the people who are attending this, if you send your email addresses to Tatiana, you could just forward that email that I sent you earlier today with the Hot Potatoes programs and the Hot Potatoes activities.
Yeah, we will share. Sorry, Jill. We will share this page right after the session. I will try to share my desktop. Just give me a second, please.
Okay.
I will try to open this task on my.
Okay, so I'm on the wrong browser.
Second. So Jill just shared with me the task through the email, and here how it looks. So I'll try to share my computer with you. Screen. May I ask you if you can see my screen right now? Can you see my desktop? No. Okay, just a second. All right. You know what? So sorry for that. I will just share with you this this file. So what if you apply for the certificate right after the session? If you send me an email for requesting the certificate, I will be able to email you this task so that you can just have a look how it works. All right. Thank you so much, Jill. It was very interesting, and yeah, Hot Potatoes is a great tool.
Okay.
And
well,
I know that Learning to Teach is using this tool very often. Yeah, so we recommend it as well. All right, so now let's move to our next topic. Thank you, Pamela. So now we will talk about how to check grammar online, and Fiona will help me. So just a second. Fiona, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly. Great.
Okay. Shall I go ahead?
Sure, you can start.
So there's a number of ways of using grammar checkers online, and they're great because they provide a positive and proactive way to view grammar rules and how to apply them. Not only for our e-learners, but for ourselves as e-tutors and instructors. I don't know about you, but I'm constantly reviewing the rules. So, there's two kinds, really, of grammar checker tools available on the internet for EAL and ESL e-tutors and learners. The first is a regular sort of website or online resource that provides learners with explanations and examples of proper grammar rules and usage, or may also provide places to paste text in a sort of check box, like same kind of check boxes. You can do translations from various language to languages. The second is built-in. You just install it onto your computer, and it's a use as you go. It's a lot like the spell checker that you have built into Word in Microsoft Office. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is a specific site called grammaryourdictionary.com. Yeah. Okay. So I've taken some screenshots here of what the basic site looks like here. But if you'd like to open it in another window, I'd like to show you a couple of things with it. What I've done here is shown you that it's got a pull-down menu here with dictionaries. It has 8 dictionaries altogether. This site kind of has everything that you might need grammatically. It has a thesaurus, and I just pulled this out here just to see it. You know, once you click it, it gives you the thesaurus, it gives you examples, it gives you how you might use these in a sentence, it gives you example articles, things like that. It takes you down to pull up bubbles, and then they break those down further. You can have a look at those on the site. That's wonderful in and of itself. But then what it also does is, and this site's really nice because it's circular. So you might find yourself going away from something and going, oh, I wish I'd gone back to where I could get to the college level or the high school level or the grade 6 level. These orange buttons here are different grade levels and all the levels of expertise. And you'll see in a minute when we go to the site, if you go into a different window and have a look at the link, and go across the main blue bar to somewhere called reference. If you're there, when you pull down that pull-down menu, you'll see there's education, and these might be of interest to you specifically as teachers, ESL and grammar. So there's 2 ways in here to help yourself as teachers. I'd like us to have a look at grammar. We could go into ESL or grammar, but let's go into grammar. So go in with me right now and have a look. So click on grammar, and you'll see it pulls up a page that says English grammar rules and usage. Is everybody with me? Okay, we're going to go down to, just as an example, scroll down to, it says adjectives. Let's go adjective quiz. Third one from underneath adjectives, third one down. And look, we're back right at the top, right underneath adjective quiz. Second grade, third grade, fourth grade, these are all buttons, right up to middle school to this level. Some of the levels up to college, you've got your proficiency levels. And you can scroll down here and it will actually give you activities to do, and worksheet buttons in little toggle button placed at the bottom of the page here. There's one in the very last paragraph. Click on that to take you to actual worksheets. So it's a very interactive, very user-friendly, circular page, and has all kinds of things. Has word lists, has handy-dandy quotes, has examples of grammar that you can use. It has all the rules that you can use. It has an inbuilt dictionary and an inbuilt thesaurus. It's a great resource for your e-learners and for yourself. Activities then. Any questions? I'm going to show you another slide here from it in a second to do another function. Thank you, Tatiana. It's pretty cool, actually. If we can all go back to, if we're all here back up in the big blue button site, there's another function here. When I went under the button college, it took me to something called slideshows. And you can see here in the middle, there's a pull-down menu. So there's different kinds of topics you can pick, but I pulled up one that was a slideshow, and I just printed up some screenshots to show you that it will take you through 5 grammar mistakes you're probably saying every day. Gives you nice pictures, tells you what it is, actually gives you examples. It's hard to see in this picture here. Gives you examples of what those might be. Gives you corrections for what they are. And there's a nice scroll through panel here And there's usually 5 or 6 slides for each slideshow for each of these handy dandy little topics that might be of interest to the learners. So yeah, that's it really. It's a fabulous, fabulous tool. Any questions?
May I ask you, Fiona, are this all, so can you use all these tools for free, or at some point you will need to upgrade for, for some paid version?
No, I did not see anywhere that it needed money from me. I might not have looked deep enough, but I didn't see that it wanted money anywhere along the line.
All right, this is great. Good.
Yeah, I did not see that actually. I think that's everything I want to say about that. Yeah, actually, I'm kind of worried too good to be true without payment, Pamela. You might be right. I didn't see anything. I just kept going through the whole thing and looking, and I haven't come across anybody asking me for money yet.
We always try to discuss free tools, but sometimes, sometimes they start for free, and then they suddenly send you an email and say that starting tomorrow, we will charge you for that. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't want you to register for anything, so I thought that was pretty good going. It just wants you to use it. So maybe some of the advertising on the site pays for itself. I don't know. So okay, so the next tool that I'm going to show you is my favorite actually. And the reason it's my favorite is because, sorry, I've had a terrible sore throat today. The reason it's my favorite is because it is free. And there is a version that you can pay for, but just to let you know, I'm a writer, and Grammarly does send you reports about yourself and how much you use it. And Tatiana kind of laughed about this the other day when I let her know this, but last week I wrote 14,919 words. 97% more than most Grammarly users. And what else did they say? And I was correct, 83% more often than they were. So who knew? That was really good too.
So you're an expert. You're an expert here.
You know what? I still need this tool because I make mistakes too. But what's nice about that is that what I'm saying is I use the free version and it's good enough for me, right? And I'm a writer. I write professionally. So what's nice about this is you install this on your computer. And Chrome likes it as an add-on. I used it. You just use to install it on your computer in whatever platform you use. It sort of hangs on to everything that you open and use. And what it does is, here I'll just show you. I wish I could make this a little bit bigger, but I used an email of mine here as an example. So it will pop up in documents, emails, social media, websites, blogs, anything that you're using. So you just, when you write your text, it will underline in red anything that is a spelling mistake. And then this over here was a green underline, and it's a grammar mistake. And then what it also does is, so there's 3 errors in this particular message. It's actually 4. It's interesting it didn't register this one, but I guess that's a word. But it also registers down here in the bottom of the page, and it pops up automatically on your page like this. Whatever you're doing, you'll see a little circle down here that says 3 boo-boos, and you can either click here and that'll bring up the screen, or you can click on any of these 3 things and it'll bring up the screen. And once the screen is up, you can see clearly what your mistakes are, and then it explains what they are. You can choose to accept or reject them, and move on your merry way. And here it is a little closer, right? You can choose to accept or ignore it. And it was interesting because I wrote the word writing like this and it thought I meant fighting, but I didn't. So we're going to ignore it in this particular instance because I meant the other kind of writing. But what this,
I like your message, Fiona.
Thank you. But what this does is for whether we're teaching or whether we are learning, this is constantly running in the background and it constantly reminds you and teaches you, and you're always aware of what grammar you're doing, that needs correcting, that needs tweaking, and it works. I use this less and less each day. Your learners will use it less and less each day. It's a good tool to have them attached to their computer and their work. So there you go.
I just had an idea here. So sometimes when you use, even if you use quizzes and exercises online, right? And if this task asks your learner just to type in the correct answer, and your learner makes a mistake, and some programs don't show the correct mistake. So this is the perfect way to use both sides together, so your learner can check his or her mistakes here. So then he won't be frustrated because all of these tools, they're not perfect. They have some, some.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is kind of my idea.
You can't use this tool with Word, I don't think, because Word has some kind of thing in it that it doesn't want you to use it with it. But when you're online and you're filling out online quizzes or you're doing anything like that, or you're in other apps or programs, it certainly can be used for that. And Pamela, I see that you tried this and it kept sending you payment requests. I get the odd message in my inbox, but I mean, I just dump it. I don't look at it.
So hopefully you won't receive, a huge bill.
No, it is free.
It is free. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So do you have any questions to Fiona? It's a nice tool that we definitely use.
You can update to the really expensive version if you want to, but you don't need to. It's quite good, the free version is.
All right. So thank you so much, Fiona, for this wonderful presentation. And now, yeah, great. Thank you. And now we are going to move to our next topic. So Anastasia, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, great. So, all right, you're welcome.
Okay, good. So most teachers will agree here that students come and we actually don't know their levels. They know their CLB hearing, Canada. They know their level in reading, writing, speaking, but they don't know. The CLB doesn't give us their grammar level. We can only guess into which level to place our students. So I'm going to talk about some online grammar tools and websites which have assessment or placement tests. This site, the placement assessment test, this one, I will give you the link. This is it. So this is Macmillan program. Macmillan, probably you have already seen or worked with Macmillan books. Macmillan assesses according to the levels beginner to advanced, not CLB. All the tests here are easy to download. Just click on each test below this blue picture. This test, if you click, they will open zip file with both the tests and the answers. These placement tests are Word documents, so you can download them and then edit questions to suit your students' language learning requirements if necessary. This is an example of a diagnostic test or general tests. It's a grammar test. And this on the right, this is more detailed test to check beginner or elementary level the student has. Here, small boxes are conversion charts with final score for each level. Every test has 50 questions. 40 of them are grammar questions and 10 are vocabulary questions. So, and levels are determined by the number of points your students score. Usually it is required 20 minutes to run the test, but be prepared to spend 10 more minutes on this. I used to work with this test, and it depends on the student's level. Sometimes it takes more time. So this one, Macmillan placement test or Macmillan placement, or you can say them whatever. So they are very good. You should give it a shot. Try them. I think this will help to determine the level of your students. And the next grammar online tool I want to talk to is also about grammar tests online and grammar exercises as well. This is a link to this website. So you can choose here whatever you want, whatever you need, like basic grammar, English tenses, advanced grammar, confused words tests. We are talking about grammar tests, but there are some listening and reading tests are also available. You can check it, but the only problem is that you can check it only online. There is no option for downloading. It's only online. There is an option for a small 10-question test, like an article test, for example, and you can download these tests in PDF format for offline use. But there are no answers. Usually, I would say this is mostly for students. So this is it. You can try these links to see. There are lots to do. You can find lots of information there, and I hope these websites and tools will help you and your students to test their grammar level and move forward. This is it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anastasia. This is very interesting. Also, what is great about Macmillan tests that you can print them out, right? You can just send them to your learners as management with the email. I just have a question about the Macmillan tests. Are they kind of do they, according to the levels, are they matched with the course books? So can they refer you to a particular course that you can take?
They do not refer you, but they are made according to a book. But most of Macmillan books, they have the same grammar structure as any of the book. It doesn't matter Oxford or whatever. If it is beginner level, the grammar items are almost the same. So the same as Macmillan books.
Okay, thank you so much, Anastasia. Do you have any questions? You can type in the chat box. All right. I would like to thank our presenters. So let me turn on my camera. So ladies, you can turn on your cameras as well. So we fit our hour, so I'm very happy about that. So here you can see the contacts of our eTutor volunteers, so you can contact them anytime. I hope they will be happy to answer your questions or to share any other knowledge and expertise. And you will find our slides on the website, so don't worry if you do not copy the email address, so it will be available on the website. And as a tradition, I will invite all our new participants to join our volunteer group. So always our pleasure to welcome volunteers. And if you request the certificate of participation, please send me your email within 1 hour after the session on my email address. And I will contact you, I guess, on Tuesday after the long weekend.